Hey, number crunchers, let's talk about slope today. So we'll be talking about 4 different types of slope. Here are types of slope. We'll have positive slope, negative slope, zero slope, and finally undefined slope. So when we talk about slope, we'll have some number that is either going to be positive, negative, zero. The only time we don't have an actual number is when the slope is undefined. Let's focus on positive first. So the type of line that a positive slope in an equation gives us is a diagonal line. When the slope is positive, our line goes up to the right. So going from here's left, here's right, we're going in the upward direction. Our equation type is going to be in the form of y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope. So this number right here is always going to be a positive number. Now it can be a fraction, it can be a decimal, but it's always going to be a positive number. So for example, we could have y equals 1/2 of x. Or I could have y equals 2x minus 3. The number after x doesn't matter, only the number in front. So as y increases, as x increases, y also increases. So as we move to the right on the x-axis, our graph also goes up. Our negative slope also gives us a diagonal line. But in this case, we're going down to the right. So as we move from left to right, x increases, the y decreases. Our equation is in the form of y equals mx plus b. Remember that our m is our slope, so this number in front of x will be a negative number. So some examples could be y equals negative x plus 3. Here, in this case, there's no actual number, but we understand it to be a negative 1x. Or I could have y equals negative 3/4 of x. So again, we can have a positive, or we can have a negative number if it's a fraction, if it's a decimal, if it's a whole number, and as long as it's negative, that'll give us a negative slope. So as x increases, y decreases in this case. So we've got positive slope, we've got negative slope. Well, what number on the number line is between negatives and positives? It's 0. And zero slope is going to give us a horizontal line. So as we move from left to right, it doesn't go up, it doesn't move down, it stays flat. And in this equation, we have y only. So our equation will look like this. Y equals some number b that is also our y-intercept. So our equation could be like y equals negative 5 or y equals 2.3. It's okay if we have positive numbers, negative numbers, but we're only going to have y. So as x increases, y stays the same. So y does not increase, does not decrease, it stays the same. Now, notice that all of these so far are positive. You could have a positive number. Negative, you can have a negative number. 0 is only one number, 0. Undefined means there's no number that can define how this graph is moving. And it gives us a vertical line. So our vertical line doesn't touch the y-axis at all. It only goes up and down, and it does touch our x-axis. This equation is x only. So our equation will be x equals some number, such as x equals positive 3 or x equals negative 9.6. So now x is not increasing at all. X stays the same. And now our y is increasing. Skip down to the practice below. Identify and circle the type of slope based on the information given, whether it's a graph, an equation, or a description, and check them with your teacher to see how you did.